I'm joined now by Lynda Rose, the CEO of Voice for Justice. Thank you so much, Lynda, for coming over to speak to us. We were just looking, weren't we, at the huge figures that we have now each year, 250,000-ish, we don't even know the exact figures, but it seems to keep rising. Any thoughts, Lynda, on why this figure is just getting worse and worse?
I think that's a fascinating question, Isabel, because I think one of the main problems is that we have divorced sex from the idea of relationship in society. And when you look at it, sex was ordained by God as an act of love between a man and a woman for the procreation of children. And these days, sex has actually become a leisure activity. We say in society that everybody has a right to have sex whenever, wherever, and with whomsoever they want. And there's just no idea of commitment there. And I think that it's obviously encouraged a climate of promiscuity, but it's also encouraged this idea that, well, if we don't want the product of sex, we'll just get rid of it. And so increasingly we're seeing abortion being used as a form of contraception. And we just don't value children. We don't see them as a gift of God anymore. I think we have a real problem with the attitudinal shift in society that is so self-focused and so demanding self-gratification. And we've lost all idea of responsibility or care for those who depend for their existence on us. So we don't value life. We don't see it as a gift of God anymore.
And of course, the sad side of that is it's not fulfilling for the young people either, is it? To like you say, to have relationships that aren't really based on responsibility as well as pleasure as well. And do you think that young people are being sold short?
The funny thing is, Isabel, I think everybody at heart, they want love. They want a relationship. And actually, the teaching that they're getting, the climate of society, that's being denied to them. And I think a lot of kids these days, they just have no idea. And they are, as you said, they're being shortchanged. Because they're being told that, sex is a human right. Have fun, have your pleasure. And it's not pleasurable. And that kind of attitude is actually preventing them from forming those long-lasting, stable, committed relationships because they're being told it doesn't matter. And I think it's one of the underlying reasons why we're seeing so much mental illness in society. And it really is, it's epidemic levels these days. We're seeing family breakdown because, as people don't commit to that relationship, so what does it matter about family? And it disintegrates. And that in turn has the most terrible, devastating effect on young children because they grow up without that stability, without that cast iron foundation that's actually underpinned society from the word go. At every level, this is bad.
Lastly then, Lynda, is there any kind of word of advice, encouragement that you could give to parents bringing up the next generation in how they can maybe help their teens, young adults to develop real relationships that are based on both responsibility and real love as well as that enjoyment?
I think it starts off with the individual, with them. So they have to be committed to their partner.
Absolutely.
And then they have to model and mirror that to their children. And if they give that message, I do honestly believe that will have more impact. And it puts it to Ignatius Loyola, give me a child till he's 7, he's mine for life.
Absolutely.
If you model that commitment and that being there for each other, and if you model the values, that will actually have a profound effect. And it's that will actually help them become stable, happy individuals. Not repressed, but it will give them that basis that actually will allow them to live their best life, to be fulfilled.
And I think that's good advice to all of us, whether we're parents or not, whether our children are young or grown up, that we never know who might be watching us and looking to us to be a role model. So thank you very much, and thank you for being a great role model yourself, Lynda. Thank you.
Thanks, Isabel.